The more the value of a dollar decreases, the more precious metals increase. That's just how it works. Today, I'm going to teach you how to buy constitutional silver, also known as junk silver. And what that is stuff that was in people's pockets from 1964 and earlier. I have never said this before, and I'm going to say it now. I do believe that silver will reach at least $100, at least, in the next 10 to 20 months, which means you have time to buy it. And today you're going to learn how to buy it dirt cheap. But the way they sell this type of silver is a little tricky. So I'm going to show you the trick. And once you see it, it's very simple. But when you walk into the coin shop, you'll have no idea what he's talking about. Now, there's only 3 apps that I use for silver. 2 of them you can purchase silver. It's the only 2 apps that I'm aware of that the silver stacking community here on YouTube, which are very intelligent people, will use to buy silver if they don't have a coin dealer in their vicinity. JM Bullion and AmpMex are the 2 that you could purchase silver on. Now, right now, just about everything is out of stock, but that changes from day to day and hour to hour. The 3rd app is Coinflation, and that is the most important tool you can have if you're going to buy silver dirt cheap the way that I buy silver. Now, this is a mercury dime, and it was in circulation since 1916 to 1945. And if you ever hold one, you'll notice it's almost half as thin as a Roosevelt dime. Why? Because it's been in many people's pockets. It has been getting thinner and thinner as it rubs up against other coins. Therefore, you don't want it. It's nowhere near its original weight. Now, if you want 1 or 2 because they're pretty and fun to look at and talk to friends about, that's cool. Now, from 1892 to 1916, we had the barber dime, and it's named after the person who designed it. Again, it has the same problems as the mercury dime. It is so thin, it's nowhere near its original weight in silver. And when it comes down to it, that's all that matters. And as old as it is, it's not rare. It's not special. It's not worth more. All you got there is a silver dime, and it's worth its weight in silver. From 1946 to 1964, they made the Roosevelt dime in silver. 1964 is the cutoff for any coin in the USA made in silver. These are the dimes you want to collect. Oh, now here's the trick. They sell silver coins minted by the US times the face value. That sounds weird, but stick with me. So, for instance, today, the coin dealer might tell you he wants 24 times the face value. The face value is 10 cents. 24 times 10 cents is $2.40. He might even say 25 times face. He wants $2.50 for that silver dime because he needs to make something. There's the silver value, which is what you're buying, but you got to pay the guy to sell it to you. He needs to make something too. So we can say that it's going to cost you about $2.50 right now to walk into a shop and purchase a silver dime minted 1964 or earlier. And you only want the Roosevelt because it has not been in as many pockets and has not been thinned out, the weight removed from it as much as these older coins that we're looking at. Now here's a barber quarter and a standing Liberty quarter, not so rare. Here we are at the coin we want. So we have established that at this point today, if we go into a coin shop, they want about 24 times face. So if we want to buy a Washington quarter, just one, we're going to pay about $6. They might want a little VIG on the backside for them, offering the service to sell you that silver coin because you're buying it for its actual value. He needs to make something. You might be paying 25 times face, which would be $6.25 for one Washington quarter minted between 1930 and 1964. Now, at the end, we'll look at some of the other exotic coins that America has minted that you're going to run across at the very end of this video. But right now, let's jump into the 3rd and only other coin I would buy stacking silver. The Franklin half dollar was minted between 1948 and 1963. They stopped in 63 because that's when Kennedy got shot, and it's a big no-no to buy Kennedys. We'll get into that in a second. All right, the price of silver has gone up since I did the dime and the quarter a little bit, so our calculation is going to be a little bit different, but let's take a look. A Franklin half dollar is going to cost you $11.95. That's a little bit below 24 times the face value, which is 50 cents. Again, the coin dealer might say he wants 25 times face or 26 times face, And that all depends on demand, really. He could say 27 times face if he's having a hard time keeping them in stock. Now, these are the only 3 silver coins that are minted by the U.S. government that I'm going to collect because they are closest to the original full weight. No one will question where that silver came from. You show up with a silver bullion and you might get into an argument with a guy on the street when you're trying to buy a couple pounds of meat for your family. Now we're very important. We're going to talk about the reasons why we're not going to get into Kennedy's and Ike's. Okay. Kennedy was made as a circulation coin in non-silver. They did, however, make some Kennedys in silver. And the only way to identify those are by the mint mark, and it's not worth getting into that deep into that swamp. Stay out of that swamp. Stay away from Kennedys and Ike's, because there are Ike's that are not silver. There are Ike's that are 40% silver. There are Ike's that are 90% silver. It's a big mess. Don't go near it. Now, let's take a look at an alternate that I gave up on because there's so many fakes coming out of China. But if you go to a legitimate coin shop, you're not going to get the fakes. However, there's going to be less trust in that coin if you ever have to trade it on the street for food or needful things. The American Silver Eagle is definitely one of the most beautiful coins that was ever minted. It is one of the most beloved coins by silver stackers. They started minting them in 1984 and have done so every year. Now, if you find one that's a 1984, that's worth some money, because they didn't make very many in 1984. But unless you're going through a deceased one's family belongings, it's very unlikely you're going to come across one, because all the silver stackers know to hit that one if they see it. And the guy selling it probably knows, and he's getting a pretty penny for it. So if you want to buy American Silver Eagles from a trusted seller, like the 2 apps that I shared with you, or a coin dealer in your area, you're going to pay $32.92 as of a couple days ago, plus maybe $3 or $4 the VIG, so the dealer makes money, because the dealer's just selling you the coin for the actual value of the silver in it, and he needs to make that profit. So in that case, you're going to be paying maybe $37 to take that coin out of the shop. Now, here's my favorite coin, and I own some because I bought them dirt cheap, because they are generally, most of the detail is missing. I do have one in great detail, and I do own it because it is my most favorite American coin. Ironically, they started minting these in 1851 through about 1883, 87. And the ones in 1851 are worth much less because there are so many of them on the planet. This is by no means a rare coin. It is just exotic to your eyes because you haven't seen it. Never buy a coin because it's rare. That is a losing battle. When the shit hits the fan, nobody cares how rare it is. They want to know how much silver is in that coin. So if you want to buy 1 or 2 because you are beloved to that personal coin, yes. But if you're stacking it because you think it's going to turn into big money later because it's rare, you are incorrect. If money is hard to come by right now, I recommend you do not buy silver, or you only do what I did, buy 1 or 2 dimes a week or a quarter here and there. When you have the spare $5, skip the trip to Burger King that week and buy some silver. I don't want anyone to go take what money they don't have and dump it into silver. But I am saying that I do believe within 20 months or less, silver is going to be at $100. It has to be, because there's less silver on the surface, above the surface of the earth, than there is even gold. And it has been illegitimately controlled since forever. Peace and love worldwide. Live your life before your life lives you. And if you're new to this channel and you're a patriot and you like to explore America, that's what I do.